The lesson.
2015 is where you really sort of started to
Yeah.
get stuck into it.
Well, I had the gear in my head anyway to be like, all right, let's go.
And then in that year as well, you supported Necro?
Yes, actually, I did. Yeah.
Yeah, when he was touring Australia
Yeah.
with Mr. Hyde.
Yes. Yeah.
Was that the New South Wales or the Brizzy show?
That was a New South Wales one. Yeah.
And then so how was that?
That was very interesting. Yeah. I actually I did because this was still at the time. I wasn't like taking it completely serious or whatever. But my friend hit me up and was like, Necro's going to be in Newcastle. You should, try and get on the show. So I had this thing where I had to like sell tickets to like get onto the show type of thing. I didn't sell the tickets, but I got on the show anyway. But yeah, it was very interesting. This is like I guess a good point of how I wasn't taking it seriously. My whole set that I'd done on Necro's was just all on Necro's beats.
Whoa. So hang on. So you warmed up for Necro, but you rapped over his beats.
Over his beats, yeah.
Did that cause some issues?
Not really, but he did get very awkward backstage. Like I went up and he was just kind of like, "What the fuck?" But Mr. Hyde, he like looked at us and was like, "These guys are fucking sick."
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, not really any issues or whatever. But it was just like a funny thing. Like I didn't even know back then too that would, you know what I mean? I was like, "Oh, I'm rapping."
But that's not something that you do.
Yeah, you can't do that. No. So that was pretty funny, and I think that maybe. I don't know if it was the same year, but I opened up for Mad Child, and I think I did the same thing. I had like a song on a Mad Child beat.
Did that cause any issues?
No. I didn't get to meet Mad Child or anything after that. I just kind of
boosted
after the set, yeah.
And then so when you mention, like you heard bits and pieces like Eminem, and then that you got that Redman CD, then you got into Big L and all that.
Yeah.
As far as the Australian stuff, were you already clued into Australian rap at that point, or not really?
Yeah, so I wasn't so... I'd listened to, like, Trem, but not so much to an extent, just from, like, friends. Like, Animal Kingdom, that was a song that was, heavily in a playlist. I was more so really in, like, tap with the battle scene that was happening. Like, Got Beef and everything. Because 2012, well, yeah, so that would have been the era of, the whole Cursor and 360 and everything happening there. So I was, like, really in that. And then if I had to follow anybody, it was probably like Cursor and 360 at that time. And then, maybe, like, Greeley and stuff like that. But, yeah, I wasn't completely, as, I guess, up to date with everything at that time. It kind of just came
as you were
time,
doing
yeah.
it. So your influences are more US
I guess,
rap.
yeah. I'd say 2014, 15, I would have started being, like, influenced more by the Trems and, like, stuff like that. But, yeah, about 2012, everything, not really.
Yeah, okay. And then when you mention the Redman, was a big influence.
Yeah.
You actually, 2016, you actually supported Meth and Red when they came down.
Yeah, I did. That's actually a sad story, that one. Because I was 17 at the time. So I had to do my set and get kicked straight out.
So you didn't get to see him perform.
No. And it was like the problem too. I don't know what happened actually. It was very strange. It was just because one of the securities come up and I think they maybe asked him my ID, or he overheard one of the boys say I was 17 or something. And the promoter knew that I was 17. And then the promoters come up and has been like, "Oh, what? I didn't know this. You didn't tell me I was 17." And we're sitting there like, and they're like, "Okay, you have to do your set and you have to leave." So I was sitting there watching, like, because Redman's like one of my favorite rappers. He's like top 3 for me. I'd say probably nearly on my number 1. And I had to sit there through the windows, like at the top outside the venue and watch him play. And I was just sitting, oh. One security guard come up. He's like, "Hey, you right, mate?" And I was like, "Yeah, I got kicked out. I just kind of have to watch through the window." And he was like, "Oh, okay." And just like walked off. He's like, "All right, I'll leave you to it."
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So that
was a great achievement, but also like a sad time.
Yeah. Oh, well, you can't win them all.
No.
And then, so that would have been 2016, and I think that's when you dropped the Skinned Alive album.
Yeah. So that Method Man and Redman show, that I've just moved to Brisbane pretty much from Muswellbrook. This is just like I've connected with all the Syntax boys and all that. And Nerve, me and him were like, all right, let's properly work on like a good project. And yeah, that was Skinned Alive. I was already working on that while I was living in Muswellbrook, just like early stages. I had 1 or 2 songs which I knew was going to be on an album. But yeah, moving up to Brisbane and having Nerve with that, we really had the whole idea to like project it together and became like what it was.
And then, so did he do like production?
He did me and him both did production, and another one of his good mates, his name was Blind at the time. He done maybe 2 or 3 beats on it, but it was mostly me and Nerve.
Okay, so you do some of your own production as well.
I did, yeah.
Okay, but not so much anymore.
Not so much anymore. No.
Okay, and then did Nerve have rap credits on there as well, or is it just all production?
Yeah, I think he jumped on 3 songs.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he's because we have a cipher, so he has a verse on that. But then we did 2 other features together too.
Now his career's just going up and up and up consistently.
Yeah.
You know, as the time goes on. How has his influence, you know, been for you? Like, how helpful has it been around that?
Yeah, like amazing. It's been really big too, because it's like when I moved up there, it felt like you know, I was influencing him a lot with like a lot of the things, because it was a fresh mind to the crew, and like all the punchlining sort of stuff. I think that was like a bit new to him, and then now since he's like gone crazy with it and he's making, you know, really smart like business moves or anything, it's a thing that I've never been so really like savvy with, and a lot of that has like influenced me, and also just like how he's like, I guess, and for the best way, just changed his style of music, you know, like he was just smashing it with like the whole grime and like trap thing now, but then like now he's making like beautiful music, you know what I mean, like the R&B sort of thing like that. So a lot of that shit's like very sort of like influential for me, just to like how you can progress.
Yeah, word. And then I'm guessing at that point in time you've clicked in with like No1 Network.
Yeah, well, we always wanted something like, this is me, Golly, Nerve, the Syntax fellas, and then you know, the surrounding people with that, the videographers and everything like that. We were always a network, I guess, but we just wanted to have like a name and like a something to really bind that together. And yeah, shout outs to Golly and Brainstorm, who was running a studio that we were recording at, like all our sort of first shit. They kind of just sat there for a couple of weeks and was going through ideas and thinking of something. And yeah, No1 Network came to place, and then the rest is kind of history.
So did Kyle Golly shoot some clips for songs off Skinned Alive?
Yes. Or one. I think we only shot one clip.
Yeah, okay.
For that video. We shot a lot of like promo videos around that. But That's Me was the one that he did. That was, I think, the first proper video we did together as well.
Yeah, okay. He's fucking good, eh?
He's great. He's amazing.
He's a good man.
And it's always a fun time filming with him too. Something ridiculous always happens. So it's just like, it's great. We have this thing we call each other the last minute kings as well. Like everything is last minute, whether it's an idea or whatever. Like, we'll be filming and I'm like, oh damn, we haven't got this, we haven't got that, and then we'll just come up with a whole fresh new idea, and it works perfectly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope.
The lesson. 927. Oh yeah.